Oh goodness. Okay, guys. I'm so mad at myself. I just realized I didn't hit, well, I hit record, but you got to hit it twice. I didn't hit it twice. So all of this that I just didn't get recorded. I know I've shown these before, but I've been talking for like 30 freaking minutes and didn't record any of it. So these are about 13 inches long. I went a little bit shorter on the sides. I've got 2 of the pink acetate. There's 2 of the white luster in the middle. Piece of diamond dust. This is the 1.5. This is just some glitter ribbon I got at Hobby Lobby. It's kind of a rose gold. We got pink. We got a white and a white. Same over here. We got the glitter, the diamond dust, a white, and a pink. I came in just now and attached this one and this one from the back because it just looked like it needed something else right there. These colors are so light that you can see through. So I wanted it a little bit fuller. Plus, I'm not going very wide with it, so I wanted to fill it in a little bit more. Yeah, mad at myself for that. Now, when I talked about the backer, so this is a 5.5-inch backer. Purchased these at L&M. And I was showing that I have some chipboard circles cut. Here's a ribbon spool in that's just a little bit smaller. That's just a little bit smaller. So I cut this one in half, and it's a little bit, it's definitely thicker than a regular backer. Use that in the center if you don't want to waste your backers, or just cut, piece wide enough, whatever you like to use for the center. That's not going to be shown. Make sure it's a little bit smaller. And yeah, I think that's all I did. I trimmed up the ends, made the pretty little V shapes. Yeah, super mad at myself. Okay, I used my ribbon cutter too. I showed that. You didn't see it. Got it preset for 13-inch for ribbon streamers on my skirt. So you can do your skirts however long you want. Let's see, there's the end of my backer. And so it's going 10 to 11 inches from the end of the backer down. And I think that's good for, you can go even smaller than that. My wrist mums and my hair bow mums, I believe I go 8 inches on both of those. 8 to 10 on wrist mum. Depends on how long you want them to curl over, but you need to make them long enough so they will curl down if you're making ribbon streamers. But 8 inches is what I go on my hair bows every time. And then about 5 for my ring mums. Oh, I wonder how long these are. Oh, that's perfect. I mean, it might cover up some of it. I don't know what type of ribbon this is because it's softer than like an acetate. It's different. I got this at Mum Camp for free. I'm sorry I don't remember who donated these. Let me see if it's on there. Somebody might remember. Connie will probably remember. "1.5 inch by 100 feet. That's all it says. It doesn't tell me the brand or anything else. It's on the other side. I don't know. I want to trim that up a little bit more. It can be a little bit longer. That's okay. I'm covering up the diamond dust. I don't want to do that. Here, if I can put it on the very edge, see what that looks like. Again, I'm covering up the glitter. I don't want to do that. Okay, I'm going to put it over the pink and the diamond dust. How about that? There, now I've got homecoming on there. I don't have to worry about that. I think that's the 3rd time already I've used it since Mom Camp. 3 different moms, I think. I only have it in gold. Some people got it in silver, others in gold. I do more silver, but I knew I'd use it, and I have, so. Extremely grateful to whoever donated those, and I'll try to find out who and where you can get them so we can give that information and thank them. Again, another way of thanking them for donating that for our bags. And I already pre-cut the ribbons for the backer. I think I got enough for 8 loops. I think that's right. We'll see. I'll probably do more than that, but that'll get me started. Now look, I don't even have to take my roll off there. So you can see my cheat sheet. Watch this. Now Savannah taught me this. She said if you get it out just a little bit and then hit press start, then it'll cut each one how you want it. Okay, so let me think. I want 8. Uh-oh. Does that sometimes. Gotta watch that. Okay. That's gonna go in my scrap bin. 3, 4. This should be 8. Right, and then I'm gonna do white underneath, I think. What do I want to do? Yeah, let's do gold. Close again. I'm not paying attention to what it's doing in the machine. That's part of the problem. Okay, how many do I have? 4, 5, 6. And it likes to go over. And I know you're supposed to go under this, but I like to just put it on top. Put the gold underneath. Might have to double up that. That's the only thing I was afraid of with the gold underneath. Okay. Just double it up because you can see the gold underneath and it kind of dulls the pink. And if you can tell the difference there or not, but you can see kind of that brownish gold underneath, and it's not as pink as it should be. You decide what you're okay with. So now I'm gonna have to cut 8 more of these to get enough. Now these are nice and thick though. I mean, I like to double them up anyway to make them thick. It makes them hold up better, but tripling them really makes them nice and thick. Especially when you consider that I ship mums. So I really have to think about the shipping process and how they're going to hold up. Okay. Let's do 8 more of those, and I'll go ahead and do this. Hopefully it won't mess up. Every time I pull on this one, the one next to it comes off and starts unraveling, even though they're not like packed in there. There's a gap. There's a gap like that. That makes it so much easier, you guys. I've been hearing about these tape cutters for a couple of years now, at least, and oh, I don't need that. What was it, $85 plus a 5% off coupon that TJ has. Definitely worth it. Now I am going to have to attach these pretty close together or wonky to get them it. All right, let's do 13. I'm not going to get that ribbon cutter out for one ribbon. All right, let's see here. Okay. I'm going to have to do them even closer than that, or do them kind of wonky. Let's just start doing it. I like to cut this one. Even if you can't see the end, I like to cut it anyway. All right. Okay, Lulu, just a minute. Hi, cat. Just a minute, baby. Baby. Good girl. May be able to do more than this. I really wasn't planning on doing it this wonky, but that's okay. Okay, that's not going to be bad. I'm doing the same distance. And I just realized I went. Okay. I hate lip chains. I really, really do, because you got to be so perfect with them. Okay, I'm going to have to undo that one too. That screwed me all up. I realized I went like this. I want the pattern to be the same. You just want to make sure that you're covering up the staples each time. Okay. All right. Try this again. That drives me crazy. And maybe I'll make more loops doing it like this. Last one. Let's see how this looks. I could definitely add more. And you know, you can do a name on one side and a name on the other. Still a little bit like it would show. It would be a little bit wonky. You can do their name, you know, going back and forth. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, like that. And kind of zigzags their name. Really up to you. But something like that. Or you can stop here, put a pretty bow on it, which I think I might do that. And do some bling or something. And then, yeah, I'm not sure. I kind of like it off to the side. Maybe a little whip braid right here, or a whip braid right here. Do some small braids. Do some Amanda mini braids, but I don't have those really thin ribbons for that. Okay, I'm going to pause because I have to take my dogs outside, so I'll just record another one. You guys won't know because I'll edit them all together. I'm going to add a little zigzag, but let me find my zigzags. Okay, 12 inches for the top right. And then this should be about 24, like double, but it's a little bit. Let me do a little bit more than 12 over here. Okay, I got the diamond dust and the pink acetate. And okay, I'm going to do 13 and then a little bit over, maybe 3 inches over 24, so about 27 for my top. Okay, I need to be writing this down. Okay, we'll just see how this works out. And this is just how I figure out measurements. I just guess, and then I go from there. If I need to add more or less on one, I write those notes down so I know. It surprises me how many people want us to give them exact measurements on every braid and exact measurements for every measurement. You know, because how do they think we came up with the measurements? By trial and error. We do it over and over. And, you know, I share the measurements. Every time I make a video, I tell what measurements I'm using. But I'll get people that comment and want to know, well, what's the measurements for this size and that size? Like, okay, I did something there. Back up. There we go. And of course, I have multiple videos doing this, and TJ's original video is the one that I suggest you do if you want to learn the zigzag braid. But anyway, I mean, how do you all think we come up with it? We do it by trial and error and experiment. But it's like other people don't want to do that. They just want us to tell them, or they want other people to tell them what. And I get people that get upset with me if they don't see the measurements or the measurements they're looking for. I don't have to share that. Be perfectly honest, but I'm trying to save you. I mean, I've done all this hard work, and I'm just trying to share my knowledge and what I've learned and save y'all some trouble. And most of y'all are very, very sweet and kind about it and are grateful and gracious about it. There's just a few bad seeds, but it always surprises me how many people just expect that. Again, I don't want to be griped at about the angle of this and that you can't learn how to do this from this. This is not what this is about. This is about building a mum, and I'm trying to show you how I build this mum. If you don't know how to make this braid, please go watch a better video for that. Please go give TJ the credit she deserves for creating this braid. I'm working so hard to make sure that we got a really good video for it. Where are we at? We are at about 11 inches, you guys. I think I went a little long. And you know what I forgot to do? Okay, so I'll tell you what I do when I'm trying to create new measurements for one of these braids, especially something like this, is before I start braiding, I will mark these with like a Sharpie or something, and I'll put like TR for top right. Which I know now from making this enough times that the top right is the length of the braid. It's the one that comes down the center. So don't have to worry about that. You know what that one's always going to be. But top left, bottom right. And I did not do that on this. So that's the only way you really know, like when you have to add, you get to the end and you're short on one or two or really long on another one, you know which ones to go shorter on or longer on, which I've got exactly 12 inches. So I am good. Just going to finish this up. So that worked out. I'm going to add those to my measurements. I do have my cheat sheets for sale on Etsy. Just keep in mind they're not perfect. They're not going to work for everybody because we all braid differently. They should really help, help you with most braids and give you at least guidance on what lengths to do. And then there's going to be some braids that you braid completely different, so the measurements won't work out. But for the most part, they should really help. And it's just a digital download that I send you. I've had several people purchase them and be really excited and extremely grateful for them. So I'm glad that they are really helping them. So this, something like this, what I'm planning, I'm going to cover that diamond dust up probably. The only thing about this homecoming, it's a richer, deeper gold, but I still think that's fine. But this is a darker gold too, so that's okay. All right. I'm not attaching these yet because I don't know for sure that that's where I'm going to put them. That is hard to get open. I hope it loosens up. Okay, we will definitely do some blinging down on the mum. It looks good. Do that too. Like put a pretty bow up there. And do that. Fire. And you know what? I'm actually going to get that off. Don't like it. Attach it to that thinking. And then I can definitely see that. Hang that straight and even. And then I've got some pretty, what did I do with the roses that I just cut? Seriously? Anybody see them? Oh, there they are. Yeah, I'm going to have to do something there. Now that's ugly. I'm going to have to do something a little extra there. Covers up most of it, but not all of it. These roses are like a softer gold too, so it's good to use with the soft gold. Most of the bling is like a darker bling. So I'm excited about the roses. So thank you, TJ, again for these roses. I'm really excited to use those. I have some rose gold. I don't know if it's pink ink. Oh yeah, that'll be perfect. Okay, I need to trim that off. See how big. That definitely covers everything. Well, I have to cut it off right there. There. That is going to definitely cover all that up. And I can do like that just to add some extra bling. Perfect. If I should do, oh, some of this is messed up. I got a roll of this from Amazon. Some of it is messed up. I don't know if you can see, look closely at it. You can see half the roll was like this. I was so mad. But they're still usable pieces, and it's really tough. It's almost like it kept, see how it's not a straight line? It's like it kept going over, and it's really thick, like it kept doubling up or something. I don't know how else to put it. But here's what it's supposed to look like. Okay. All right. Now, this is the only time I've ordered anything off Amazon, any bling off Amazon, and not been happy with it. The only time. I just happened to get a bad roll. it looks like the rest of it is good. You can tell by the way it feels. I mean, that felt different. You could just tell. I also have the flower shape, the regular flower shape, but I don't want to get carried away with all that. You can burn these little ends off. That's another tip from Connie. Cover those up. All right, so that. And I'm trying to decide if I want a third one. Normally I do these things in threes, but I'm kind of thinking about looping a chain like right here. So that would be my third one. I just have to decide what. I think a patent would be way too. Here's one in the 9/16. Just, I don't know. It just seems like a lot. I don't know. That's not too bad. And that would be like half the size that I normally make with the patents. This is the 5/8 diamond dust. And 65 inches of each ribbon is what I say for 18. And I double the ribbon, so double that, fold it in half. I'm going to go 55 inches and just see what I get. See, that's what I'm talking about. Just experiment. 40, 55. Okay, again, 55 inches doubled. So measure 55 inches, crease, and then measure another 55. Okay, let's see. If I remember correctly, it's one on the right, two on the left with a staple. Let's see. This one down, that one up. Let's see. Right, that one down. Okay, the back down. One on the right down. And then this one up, this one down. That's right. Told you it's been a while. Some people crease these. I do not. I think when you crease them too, you need a lot more ribbon. So if you do that, my measurements are not going to work for you. But you're just going up, down, whichever one's next. The one on the bottom is always next, whichever one's on bottom. Just make sure you're pulling it so it's lined up with whichever one you're pulling it over. So you get that triangular shape. This braid actually causes my hand to hurt. I have some arthritis in my hand, and sometimes after braiding a lot, it starts hurting, and I have to wear my brace. But I've noticed definitely with this love braid that it's one of the worst, and I probably should put my brace on. It's not hurting yet, but it will be. This is one of those that takes a while. Like I said, you're just going up, down, whichever one's next. Pink one's on bottom, so it's next. Gold one's on bottom, so it's next. And you see how you're just lining you up against that gold. Now the pink is going up, and I'm lining it up with gold. Just try to hold on. This is where it starts hurting because I'm holding it, and it starts cramping. So that pink is an acetate. It's just plain pink. And the white is a luster, and then the diamond dust. But the luster and acetate are 9/16, and then the diamond dust is 5/8. Again, I'm using soft gold with it. I got this diamond dust from Momsura's. That's where I got the pink and most of my lusters, my last few orders. We just discovered them last year. And just adore them, Daniel and Morgan. They are so nice. And he gets the orders out very quickly. He or she, I think he does it. She makes mums too. Where a lot of my bling came from, they do not have that rose, but they have lots of other really pretty blings that you can't get at a lot of places. I normally make this braid with a 7/8. That's just the more common size, but with it being a mini mum, I decided to do it with a smaller ribbon. The longer it gets, the harder it is to hold on to too. And that's why his hand starts really hurting. I haven't made a lot of these in the last couple of years because it costs so much pain. And that's why I haven't done it. I got to remember that. When I say I haven't done a wool braid in forever, I need to make some. No, you don't. This is not a forgiving braid either. You see every little imperfection. Every little. I've seen a lot of mums with the love braid that is all jacked up, and I'm like, ugh, and they'll have it right there front and center. So bling this baby up, especially if it's got some big messes on it. But bling, I really love to bling it down the center. I think that's what most people do, or right off the center, to like on the side. And when you curl it too, it's not going to be as noticeable as, but what I'm talking about is like, you know, a bigger space there and a tighter space there. But sometimes you'll see like the ribbons are actually like messed up. And it is one that you need to practice to get better at. But it is not forgiving at all. So bling is definitely your friend on these. Or cutouts. Use it to loop and then put cutouts on it. That's also going to cover trinkets, bows, cover those imperfections up. Not sure what bling I'm going to use because, like I said, most of the blings are with the regular deep gold, and I want to stick with softer gold. Oh, but I have the pink. Forgot I have the pink rose gold flowers. They're a little big, though. I really want to make this smaller. I may have to do double, or maybe the roses. Might look good. They're a little big, too. I was talking earlier that some people crease this. When I first started making it, I tried to crease it a few times, and oh, it looked horrible. Mine looked horrible. But I know people that crease it, and theirs look so good. I don't know. I haven't tried creasing it in years because it was just awful. So everybody braids differently. You need to find what works for you and do that. Just because this works for me doesn't mean it will work for you, and vice versa. So I never told people on my YouTube channel especially, but not in person either, that my way is the right way or the only way. I've never said that. I've been accused of that, but I've never said it. I always say, use me as inspiration, you know, as a guide. If what I do works for you, then great. But you do not have to do anything the way I do it. I do what works for me, and if I find something else that works better for me, then I change it. And I change all the time. Constantly growing and learning new tips and tricks from other people. So if I find something that I like better, I'll change it. And you got no problem doing that. There's a lot of creative people in the mum community, whether they've been doing mums for years and years or just started. Listen, open up your ears and listen to other people because everybody's got great ideas. Some of it you may have heard before, you know, from new people, but they come up with new people come up with new ideas all the time too. New ideas for, you know, decorating them, new ideas for time-saving things. So everybody has something to bring to the table, and I don't agree with being rude and acting like you're superior because you've been making mums longer. It doesn't have anything to do with it. It shouldn't anyway. And please don't put other mum makers on a pedestal, because a lot of them you'll find out don't deserve it. We ended up with a 16-inch braid. Now, that doesn't mean using 7/8 will come out with the same size. And I didn't even write that down. What was it, 55 inches? Try to write down what size ribbon I was using too, because not some braids will come out with the same if you're using different sized ribbons, but some of them do not. Okay. That's cute, isn't it? I need to cut that off. Okay. Let's start by attaching the bling. If you want to staple these to backers and stuff, just be careful. I don't really like to put bling. It's right on the edge. I really don't like to put bling on the backer, because then it's difficult to close all those backers up when you have that big chunk in there. And it's right on the edge. There's just going to be a little spot that I can't close completely. And then let's see which end was better. So I like to glue like the first 2 or 3, depending on how long. If it's a really long mum, do more than that, because it's going to be heavier. Okay, figure out where I want these. Like I said, hold up your mind and see where you want to put. See where things lay. One staple there. Okay, that looks good. That looks good. Let's add a couple more staples. I wanted to do something like this. Now see, this doesn't look as pink as that does, because I didn't double up the pink on top of the gold. I did the gold diamond dust and pink layered, so it does kind of change the color of the pink. Just to warn you. I'm going to go right on the edge. See, which is our side I like better. Don't think so. Okay, so what I'm going to do, there's the end of my backer, and there's the beginning of the braid. Again, if you put this up over the backer, you're going to have to squish all this braid down and staple it down. So I try to attach it just under the backer. Now remember, we're going to have a mum head that's going to have, it's going to have loops coming down. That's going to cover this up. If not, you can still do a bow or something right there. Put it right there. Give it a staple. And I really wanted to cover that up. Okay, that's all right. Dadgummit. Get in there. Go in there with a little bit of glue too. because with the bigger ones you can do more. Put it way over here. See if I like that better. That's what I want right there. You want like a teardrop shape. Okay. That was way more trouble than it should have been. But you know, it is what it is. Let's see, your top backer is going to be like down, and it is going to squish a little bit of that. I brought it up a little bit farther than I wanted to. But I try not to staple that down if I can help it, but I did get it a little bit too far up, but that's okay. With this, I just bling the rectangular shapes. Otherwise, it's going to come through all of that, and I just kind of tap it down because you don't want that glue like coming all through those little diamond shapes, and then it'll make it look bad. I'm just going to add a couple of those for a little bit extra bling. Don't use a ton of bling. Don't use a ton of glue because, again, it'll ooze out. There, that's just a little something something. This is going to be super cute. But this is good to put on a love braid around that edging. It has these little wooden spins. If I can remember to use them, then I'll know where the ends are. See, that's pretty too. These are all gold, like the deep, rich gold. That would be pretty too. And the wave is pretty. Most of these came, or if not all, I think they all came from Mums R Us. Pretty stinking sure. So that's what I'm talking about. They have all different. This one's a square one. Let's see. Yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and use this one. That should be a good length. So that's going to save me a lot of stress if I can remember to do this. When I was prepping my bling, I should have thought of that. There's the end of that one. That one was easy to find. And it's that one. If I can just remember to do that every time, it will save me a lot of trouble. I think this side will be seen more, so I'm going to start with that one. And notice that one's a little bit messed up too. So I'm just going to use a little bit. You can put it on here. The only thing is it'll go in between those grooves. So just be careful. I'm going to go just on the underside of that middle. I'm not going to put it. Sometimes I put them right on that pointy in the middle. And then other times I go just off the side of it. And so that's what I'm going to do on this one. And I'm just putting a little bit of hot glue. Not much at all. Just enough to make it stick. may not be enough. I don't always pre-cut it. A lot of times I cut it as I go, but I was trying to be like, all, look, I got the perfect amount. Now it's not going to be the perfect amount. It's okay. You can just pick it up where you need, add more. Trying to be careful here. I don't want to drip any on this loop chain. Really hate when you drip hot glue on your mum. You know what? Don't know that I'm going to need any more because I may need to add one more, but because of the backer, and I really probably ought to go ahead and staple that down. Right there on the edge. Increase that. Okay. Where'd that go? I think it's trying to hide from me. Connie's the smart one that came up with this. My ceiling fan is going to fight it though. And just burn those ends. If you move it quickly, you won't burn yourself. You have to move it very quickly though. How is that? I think that's super cute. Haven't even put any bells or trinkets or anything on it yet. This pink. Oh, this is from, this is Valentine's Crafts. Where is this from? Is this Hobby Lobby or Michael's? I can't tell. It's Hobby Lobby, I think. $1.99, little gingham pink and white. Yeah, this is Hobby Lobby. And I already have homecoming, but let's do a homecoming trinket too. Put it over here, put it right there. These are from Hobby Lobby, and I like the wide opening because you can fit these small ribbons right in there just perfectly. I don't know if I want to do that and cover up the homecoming. What about a jingle bell? Yeah, let's not do that. Let's just put this sucker on here. Which these gold trinkets are going to be harsher gold as well, so. You can do like this and just tie. I think that's what I'm going to do on this one. Let's tie a knot in it. Do have to heat seal these ends or they will mess up. Let's see. Let's go side a little bit. Let's not come off. And jingle bell. Let's see. I can make a little bow on there. thought it'd be cute. Just gluing it to that pink ribbon. So now I've got a little bow there, and I've also got a bell. Okay, so we can do a glass of on there as well. And then I just paper clip this to the mum. Like I can just paper clip, I don't want to paper clip it on there. Usually I'll go on one of the back ribbons or kind of behind the trinket itself. Let's see. Not a lot of room on here. Let's see. That. All right. I'm not going to use that. So we're just going to go under that. And just glue them kind of in the middle there, not on the ends. See it. And then I usually go on the back side somewhere, so it doesn't matter as much. And just paper clip. That way because you don't know who this is going to be for yet. So they can do it themselves. Gives them something to add to it. Do want to add some more ribbon to it. I wish I could go under there. Let's see. I could go between there. Okay. There's an extra ribbon over between those two braids for hanging another trinket or two. Forgot about this too. So there's that twine. So I'll have a couple of options there. Small mom, you're not going to have a whole lot of room to hang your stuff. Of course, you could always glue a trinket on here or a cutout, with the name or something. Small cutout on here. Put something on here, the year or something. Let's see. I'm going to put a little glue on top of that twine because it's so small it can pull out. Okay. Going more than 24 inches. I'm not going to attach those yet, though. I'm just going to have them right there so I don't forget. That off to the side. Okay. Now, this ribbon is a little bit wider than that. So if you're going like this, you can either double them and do them like this and this. You could leave it like that. Or you can go in the middle. You're just trying to do a color underneath. And that's what I'm going to do on these. So to make them a little bit thicker. This is that same ribbon I used earlier. Okay, doubling it this time. Back to back. So the shiny side is up, This is a little bit wider than that as well. And there should be 8 total. And that's not going to be enough to cover a backer, but it'll get me started. All right, so what we're going to do is go north, south, east, and west. And then these will go in the middle, like so. Let me do some ribbon spikes. So I still need 2, 4, 6, 8, right? Yeah. And I want these to be 3 inches. 1, 2, 3. But I didn't want to do 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right, I'm going to cut a V shape on the end. I'm going to do a couple of them at a time. This is going to be for a 5-inch flower. I don't want to go too far off the back. All right, so let's see. Line that up. Lining that line up. Now then, line those 2 up. Make sure that space is lined up. Needs to come in a little bit more. Okay. I think what I'm going to do, it's a lot of gold though. Or do I want to do it like that? I think I'll do it like that. Okay. So I want to do 2 of these. Make sure that I'm covering up the backer, especially here and here. Kind of make sure those are even. And then this one will come in the middle. All right, just keep doing that. Like I said, there can be a gap there because that's where my next loop is going. So that's okay. I'll have to get me a 5-inch flower, 5.5-inch flower, and see where I'm at. See what else, if anything, I want to add to it. Move that one up and out of the way. There we go. It's a full lot of pink on the bottom, but a whole lot of gold on the top. This is kind of where it will be. That's 5.5. Let's go ahead and secure this so it's ready to attach when I'm ready to attach it. Now, shake it out, pinch it. You can even add a little bit back here as well. Now set that aside, let it dry. So Christmas ribbon. 4 of these. That's 6 inches. It does have a wire in it. There. And I am going to take those out. So I don't want my loops getting all jacked up. Okay, inside all those loops are pink. You can see that. So I'm going to go actually, I'm going to go 12 inches. I'll show you why. That ribbon is so flimsy. You need it to be sturdy. So I'm doubling that luster. Now it's not gonna fold in on itself. And I'm gonna go in further with this loop. Yeah, that's just the stapler needs to be a little bit longer. Okay, over the top. Don't mess up that. Yeah. All right. That's what it's gonna look like. That's better. I'll add a little bit more pink, and this is more of a rose gold, so I've got a little bit of rose gold in it. Well, I thought that's supposed to be rose gold, isn't it? Yeah, that's rose gold. So that will tie them in. I hate that. I know everybody hates that, but it's just the way it is. Every ribbon is going to be like that. Right. thing about these slick ones, sometimes that can peel back off too. You have to be careful of that, of the chipboard that's slick like that. When you hot glue it to something, sometimes you can just peel it right off. Just trying to do some extra security on this pin-on and ribbon necklace. Give it a little extra security there. It's hard to get the stapler in there on that necklace, so I'm sure I have plenty of glue and then gluing this on top of it. I know that there's going to be layers, but just doing one that's specifically for gluing that makes me feel better. Plus, since there's only a bottom, this will give a little bit more security on the top half. So I know where my top is going to be. Just have to figure out where to attach that one. Right there should be center. That should be lined up really well. Okay, so what I'm going to do is throw a couple of staples right there. I'll land that down. And I'm going to pick that up. And I'm going to start putting a lot of glue in here. Not so much that it oozes out the bottom, though. Be careful of that. Now I'm going to staple this side. So I'm gluing here, but I'm not oozing here because it'll ooze out the bottom. Hopefully I didn't put too much. All right, and you want to pick that up and see how that's going to cover some of that up. That's what I was talking about. See how it's like you're going to have to squish that down. And I'm on top of the roses a little bit, which I don't like doing. Lots of staples. Go over as far as you can. Try not to mess any of these loops up. That's nice and glued down. You see how I messed that up a little bit, but it won't be shown. That's going to be under my backer. This is a little bit bigger than all of those, which I'm happy with because that will cover everything up. And that's what I want. Not going all the way to the edge, but pretty close. Okay. These don't have a shiny side, these 5.5 ones. Most backers have either like a dull side and a shiny side. They always leave the shiny side out, but these 5.5 ones don't. And they are a little bit thinner than most backers. And I don't like any staples to be seen, even like on the good side of the staple. I feel like that could still snag your clothes. I don't like that. But do what you think is best. What works for you, what's been working for you. Like if you haven't had any issues, then that's what you should do. Now see, there's still some gaps, so we want to close those up. I don't like that. Just a little bit. And that other backer is kind of causing that because I didn't get it pushed down good. Do some hollow holders. And I'm not putting a lot in there because I don't want it to ooze out. Uh-oh. A little bit of glue on the back side there. Got a gap there. Pinch that if I don't like these gaps. Microfiber cloths are your friend when it comes to hot glue. A little bit of gaps there. That deep. Here. Everything looks good. Here's a little mini. So if they wear it like a ribbon necklace, it would be like here, and on would be somewhere like that. Very, very cute. Don't have any bows on it yet. What? No, what do you want? Except for that little. Okay, I do need to heat seal those. They're already fraying a little bit. Not gonna be easy. I did not burn myself, but I was scared I was going to. There we go. No, I need to do this one too. And this one. Okay. Don't know how well these work, but I got these heart-shaped pins from Hobby Lobby on clearance in the jewelry section. They look pretty sturdy. They were gold, and there was only 4 in a package. I also have these pink ones. They're a little flimsy too, but well, those aren't flimsy, but just the way they attach. So I'm going to go ahead and do a pink one too, just to give them a backup one. Okay, now let's see. It's got about 18 inches. Don't measure. I'm just guessing here. Got a little gold star here. What happened to my gold? Oh, here it is. Okay. Just gonna cross that over like a support ribbon. I think what I was trying to say. Then we just pinch, pinch, pinch. Then we take this and we just wrap it around. And I'm gonna take my ends, cut a little V shape, like so. Where did that end go? There it is. Now I can put this. Now we could put one on the end of that bill. We can put it somewhere on. I need to be looking at this. Also need to glue that down. And then we can go down here. We can go off to the side. See if I can get that through there. It can be difficult to go because you're trying to find, there it is, hole. Now I'm going to tuck it back in between so those ends are hidden. And you can kind of adjust it how you want it. All right, let's glue this flower down. Need to glue it down on top of all those ribbons. Press it down. Make sure you're pressing down a bunch of the petals so you're not gluing yourself. Oh my gosh. You know it needed another bow. Has to have a bow. Rose gold organza. Just making a simple. What in the world? Got some of that plastic down and just messed up. Okay, in the middle. That, go like that. Pinch just a little bit of this. Yeah. Which way is front? Push that around. All right. A little organza bow on there to that little touch. About putting another bow on the flower itself, kind of on the end or at the top. Let's see. Okay. And then give that a twist. And then I'm going to give this one a twist going the opposite way. So you got a tail going up and a tail going down. Then pinch, pinch, pinch. Yeah. And then we can bring that up in there. See how that looks. Sometimes I like it the bow going all over the place, and then other times I don't. Let's see. Oops, push that down. Sometimes I'll end up cutting them shorter if I don't like it. because it sticks straight out. I like that. I like a fun bow. Okay. So we're just going to hot glue the end of that. And we're going to lift those petals up. And we're going to shove that down in there. Push. If you don't want it that far in there, don't push it down far. Actually, I think I will pull it out a little bit. And if you end up not liking the tails, if they're too long, just shorten them up. Really got to press down on it, let it glue to itself, glue to the petals, I mean, not to itself. And let that dry too before you hang it up. I'm going to hold it up for a second so you can see it. Bling keeps going off to the side. Isn't that adorable? I'm going to do some that are in different colors, you know, like the pinks and stuff. And also a French lavender one. I definitely want to do one in that. I don't know what size, maybe a minimum. I'm not sure yet. Maybe even a hot pink and black one. I've got all these colors. I need to use them. That is it, guys. So happy to have made this. Got another mum for my Etsy shop. I will offer personalization. There's not a whole lot I can do to it. I can put some stickers here. I can add a couple of cutouts. I can add a small cutout to the flower. I can put a cutout on this braid. I can put a cutout on that braid. You know, maybe something. It's not a lot. There's not a lot you can do with these mini ones, but you can add some cutouts. Oops. All right, guys. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like, share, subscribe, comment, all the YouTubey things, but please be kind with your comments. I would appreciate. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And I will catch you all on the next one. Happy mom making, happy crafting.